the top order how to bat on a wicket like this. 404 all out India. And in reply, Bangladesh were already deflated, perhaps a touch tired and fatigued, given what the lower order did. In response, managed only 133, losing 8 wickets, 4 of them to Kuldeep Yadav, and India put themselves in the driver's seat. Now, I got my prediction on Dinesh Karthik's shirt wrong, but India got it all right. DK, India pretty much in the driver's seat, and while Bangladesh have never beaten India in a test match, it is unlikely to happen in the next 3 days.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. I think that record is going to stay intact for sure. India is showing why they're so good in subcontinent conditions. The lower order partnership between Ashwin and Kuldeep was an absolute treat, making best use of the conditions at that stage and putting up a good partnership. And the fact they came in with the ball, Kuldeep standing out as a spinner, but most importantly, heartening to see Siraj pick the 3 wickets and in many ways tear open that top order batsman, and Umesh obviously chipping in with the wicket. But overall, a terrific day for Team India in a test match.
Yes, take a look at this batting order. It tells you how well Mohammad Siraj and Umesh Yadav bowled at the start, and then it was up to the spinners. Kuldeep Yadav picked up 4 wickets. Mushfiqur Rahim, always dangerous. Shakib Al Hassan, a wealth of experience, got the wicket of Nurul Hassan as well as Taijul Islam. He seemed to have done his preparation for his bowling while he was batting, because he almost batted for about 20 overs. You think bowlers tend to gather a lot of intel on how to bowl on this pitch? Do you think Kuldeep Yadav did that?
Most definitely. I think when you spend time at the wicket, you generally figure out what the wicket is doing. Is it turning? Is it keeping low? Also, what ball do you find hard to face? And you try and replicate that while bowling and make it harder for the batsman. Kuldeep coming in, the key to his bowling was they weren't able to read which way it's going to turn. We could see the battle between Nurul and Kuldeep. He literally got him out twice, thrice in that spell. It was just a great challenge between ball and bat, especially a wrist spinner coming in and dominating a day's proceedings, is not something that's happened for some time now in Indian cricket, and this was very, very good to watch.
Yes, and watching Kuldeep Yadav bowl was perhaps a delight for purists as well, those who love a test cricket, and how beautifully was Kuldeep bowling. You refer to how it's coming out nicely from his hand today. He got that lovely loop, that drift, that dip as well. It's a delight to watch when he finds that kind of rhythm.
Absolutely. The key moment was for me was the second ball that he bowled to Shakib Al Hassan, somebody who's obviously a very good player of spin. He knows how to tackle a spinner, stepping out, but the ball just dipping a little bit in front and just getting enough turn for him to play the wrong shot. That was really good bowling. That ball would have given Kuldeep a lot of confidence, and that was the starting of his spell. And from there on, you could see a Kuldeep in full flow. Obviously, troubles good batters. You could see from the batsmen who came from thereafter really struggled to pick him and play him, and that was what was really heartening. It is something that's going to keep India in good stead, even when they travel abroad, but more so for the forthcoming series against Australia. He'll become a good weapon to have.
Kuldeep Yadav's prowess with the bat as well, and he didn't look like a tail ender, especially the way he deployed that sweep shot. He looked like someone who knew what he was doing with the bat. It wasn't like a fluke innings, was it? He played 114 deliveries. That's saying quite a lot about how much he enjoys batting.
When he was younger, he was obviously somebody who used to bat in the top order for Uttar Pradesh, and he fancies himself as a batter. What he lacks is actually a lot of power. That's why in white ball cricket, he's probably not as effective. But when it comes to red ball cricket, he has a very, very decent technique. He gets behind the line of the ball. And being a spinner, you generally are aware how to play spin pretty well. And in that case, you could see his use of reverse sweep and sweep was very good. It was proactive to a point, and that actually in many ways put the bowlers off. So it was a very good session of batting from India, where in many ways the lower order contributed in a very positive way, and we needed that at that stage. There's a massive difference between getting all out for 290 and reaching 404, because as an opponent, you're getting mentally prepared to bat. And when you see a Kuldeep Yadav walking in and you know there are 2 wickets to go thereafter, you're fancying yourself, you're mentally getting ready to bat. And when that doesn't happen at the speed that you require, it tends to put your plans a little bit on the back seat, and you could start thinking differently. And that's what happened. And you get tired a little more than what it would be when top order batsmen bat and get a partnership. And that's exactly what happened. And you could see when they came in, if you bowled a couple of good spells, things could happen. And that's exactly how it transpired.
I've just heard a rumor from Chennai, from Tamil Nadu. I believe there is a group of passionate cricket fans who are going to file a public interest litigation saying, do not refer to Ravichandran Ashwin as a tail ender. He's a proper batsman. And I'm sure you won't disagree, seeing what he's done in this innings with the bat.
100%. I think he is a proper all-rounder in Test cricket, and he's got runs in various conditions. He's got 5 Test 100s, and the fact that he's got runs in England and Australia, shows that he's a batsman of good skill. He's upped his batting in white ball cricket recently with those lusty hits that he's been practicing on, and you could see when he's come to the crease, he's very sure of himself. He knew what he had to do, taking on the spinners, hitting them down the ground. But after that, also working on his defense and making sure he's solid with defense, and then rotating strike 120 balls to get whatever 50 he got. It was a really good stint of batting, as I said. And those kind of partnerships can really irritate you as an opponent. And that's exactly what happened to Bangladesh. Ravichandran Ashwin should definitely not be called a tail ender. He is a proper all-rounder. He can definitely give you a lot with the bat.
Yes, but is he someone who spends a lot of time thinking about and talking about his batting? Have you had conversations with him where he believes he wants to project himself? Even in his own head, he thinks of him as a potential top order batsman.
Oh, we've had numerous conversations about batting, about technical details, about power hitting, about various things. I remember in Ranji Trophy in a game in Dharamshala, we were playing, and it was a game where the ball was doing tremendously a lot. It was early Jan, and you know how Dharamshala can be really cold. It was about 6 degrees in the morning. Tamil Nadu not used to playing in those kind of conditions. As usual, we were 60, 70 for 5, and in walks Ashwin, and I remember batting with him. And some of the shots that he played, brilliant shots. I mean, he was just dominating them. It was just so good to watch. And then I remember, I got out, but after that, he went on to get a lovely 100. I think the one thing about Ashwin's batting is if the ball comes on to him, he can play some lovely shots. He makes it look far easier than what it is. But that is the beauty of this inning. This wicket was nothing like that. The ball didn't come on to the bat. He had to really work for his runs. The spinners obviously were bowling in tandem and making it hard, but still he showed why he is so good. He is somebody who can be really reliable at that place, and just went on to milk the bowling, get the runs, and in many ways irritate the opponent. Irritating the opponent actually can come just with the way he is, in the sense that when he is around, he has that aura where you in many ways trying to get him out, and he always gives you answers. And that's even when he got out, he stepped out and he missed the ball, and the wicketkeeper was waiting on him and just looked to put the bat back in. Small incidents that, like, he can get under the skin of you as an opponent, and that's one of the interesting facts about Ashwin. He plays a lot of gully cricket in Chennai. Even now, when he comes back, he enjoys doing that. You should see him actually in action doing all of that. It's a lot of fun to watch, just the language that he speaks and the way he goes about it. And he's literally, when it comes to cricket, he's, in many ways, I call him like a scientist. Like, he keeps discovering new things about him, be it bowling or batting. And that's always very nice about a cricketer. And that's why, with the talent that he's had, he's maximized it over a period of time.
Yes, he seemed to have once upon a time been a legend in gully cricket in Chennai, because I once went to his house. We were recording this show called Spicy Pitch for Crick Buzz, and he said, I was once abducted because I was so good that the opposition team wanted to make sure I don't play for my team. So there are many, many stories of Ashwin's prowess with the bat as well. He doesn't give an inch. He's a fighter. And the Indian bowlers, especially Mohammad Siraj, did not give an inch. He seems to be very good against right-handers as well as left-handers. And after having made the opposition field for 133.5 overs, you want your fast bowlers to do what Mohammad Siraj did. 3 wickets of the top 4 went to Siraj. Absolutely top stuff from him.
High quality bowling from Siraj. Just the first ball of the innings getting a wicket. But after that, following it up with a good spell. I think in the recent past, he's arguably India's best fast bowler. I think he's delivered every time he's been given an opportunity. Post IPL, he's been a different bowler. That's what happens when you go through tough times. It teaches you a lot, and that's what happened to Siraj. I think the IPL taught him a lot of things. But through that and before that, he was somebody who was very reliable when it came to Test cricket. He was solid. He could land the ball on the seam. He had the scramble seam option to get the ball back in. And to be fair, I think he bowled really well, but also some very ordinary batsmanship from Bangladesh as well.